Hey guys, it's Ray and welcome back to another do's and don'ts video, and today's video is going to be over the do's and don'ts of realistic lips. And just real quick before we start, I want to say thank you to everybody who watched my other do's and don'ts video, and I read a lot of your constructive criticism, so today I'm going to try to implement some of those tips and tricks that you guys gave me. So I guess without further ado, let's just start. Alright, so as always, on the right side will be the do's and on the left side will be the don'ts. So the first step when drawing realistic lips is to start off with that line in between your top lip and your bottom lip. And you want to start out with that middle line because it's going to be the measurement of the width of your lips. Also, notice how it's not a perfect line, how it does curve inwards, and it does curve outwards at times, if that makes sense. It looks kind of like an indented line. And all I'm doing here is just emphasizing that line and making it a little bit more soft. Alright, so now on to the don'ts. So in human anatomy, no one's lip is like a perfect line, and that's a mistake that I personally have done in the past, is just draw a straight line in between the lips. Alright, so now that we have our lines established for the in-between lip area, I still don't know what to call that, I'm going to start measuring out the lips. And the easiest way for me personally to measure is to put a straight line in between the lips, kind of like you're creating a T. And like a T, the bottom line is a little bit longer than the top one. So now that we've got the T trick going on, I'm going to start building up that Cupid's bow. And this next part is actually really easy. All you have to do is get the letter V and just make it really obtuse. And personally, I like to make my Cupid's bow really soft. So now I'm going to work on the bottom line, and again, it's not going to be a straight line, but more of a curvy line that curves inside towards the lips. And of course, you guys can always change up the measurements of the lips. This is just something that helps me. Alright, so now is the fun part, and that's creating the lips and the lip shapes. All I'm doing here is creating a line from the very top of the Cupid's bow all the way down to the first line that we created. But take note that I didn't extend the line all the way to the end. I did give it a little room. And now I'm going to do the exact opposite with the bottom lip. So I'm going to start from the very edge and then work my way in. And I'm feeling a little adventurous, so I think I'm going to add a little bit more on the sides of both of the lips. Alright, so now back to the don't side, and basically what I'm going to do is not use any form of measurement for the lips. I'm just going to go at it, freestyle it, and I'm going to make a very harsh Cupid's bow. So if you've made it this far, congratulations, because you just made it out of the hardest part. Now we're going to work on the shading. So using my number 2 pencil, I'm going to start shading the parts that are going to end up being the darkest part of the lips. So the parts you're going to see me shade are the outer corners, the whole entire top lip, and a little bit around the perimeter of the lips. And notice I left some spots completely blank because I want those to be the highlights. So now I'm going to go in with my Tortillon, aka my blending tool. So a lot of you ask me what this is and where you can get it. And it's called a Tortillon, it's also called a blending stump, but basically what it is a very tightly shaped rolled piece of paper. And it's used for very precise blending, especially like very small detailed areas, and you can pretty much get them at any craft store. And if you're in the United States, you can even get them at Walmart in drawing sets, but I get mine at Hobby Lobby for about $2. Alright, so let's go ahead and just start blending out the lips. We're trying to build up the shadows, so try to blend as lightly as you can. The more harder you press, the more pigment is going to be pushed around. And here you can see me struggling not to get onto the highlighted areas. And just to show you guys again with my white colored pencil, I'm showing you guys the areas which are soon going to be highlighted. We haven't worked on the don't side in a while, so now I'm going to show you what I mean when I say don't press too hard. So as my college art professor used to say, you can see me scrubbing away, and basically what I'm doing is just creating a monotone shade all over the lips. Now I'm going to start anchoring down the lips, and when I say anchoring down, I mean I don't want to have just floating lips. I want them to look like they're a part of a mouth. So I'm going to start adding the shadows around the mouth. Alright, so we got your outer corners, we got the chin area where the lip casts a shadow, we got that little indentation between your top lip and your nose, and I'm just going to apply some shadows around the top lip just to imply skin. And you want to leave a little space in between the lips and the shadows just to imply like a highlight. And now I want to talk about this charcoal pencil. This is the Primo Elite Grande 5000, and it is literally the blackest charcoal pencil that I have ever used, and I got mine at Hobby Lobby for about $6. And basically what I'm going to do is reinforce those beginning lines that we made in the very first step. And now the exact same shading we did, except with this super awesome dark pencil. And I'm going to speed it up because ain't nobody got time for that. And as far as blending goes, it's the exact same thing too. Rest in peace, little Tortillion, you did good. Now I'm going to clean up the edges and straighten them a little bit, and I'm using this Faber-Castell eraser pencil. And it is literally exactly as it sounds. It's an eraser that you can use just like a pencil, and you can sharpen it precisely as needed. It has changed my life. This little dude is awesome. Okay, so back to the don'ts, and basically what I'm going to do is create a heavy straight line and reinforce the lines that we have previously made, just like we did with the do's. Only this time, I'm going to do it around all of the lines that we created. So really heavy and really harsh. And I'm not going to leave it exactly as is. I am going to do a little bit more work to it, such as blending. And again, I'm going to create a flat surface, not building up shadows. Now I'm going to be adding the wrong highlight in the wrong placement, using the wrong technique on the don't side. Most people's bottom lips will get most of the light because it protrudes outwards, but in this case, I'm going to put it on top. And I'm also just going to do like one big smudge of highlight. And I've seen this work whenever people are drawing lips that have like lip gloss or some kind of like a reflective shiny surface. In that case, I think the intense highlight works perfect. And now on the do's, I'm going to start adding in those little lip crinkles. And first I'm going to go in with a very sharp eraser pencil and just start adding those little lines in like the middle of the lips. And I'm also going to be doing the crinkles on the top lip as well. And I know I got a lot of crap for this on my last video, but I just can't break away from my handy dandy mechanical pencil. It provides really harsh, crisp lines, and that's exactly what I need for the crinkles of my lips. So as you can see here, I'm starting to draw again, and my hand actually touches the don't side, and it gets all over my left hand. Do any other lefties have this problem? And now back to the crinkles. And then off camera, I just added an extra shadow to the don't side. So this next part is where the magic starts to happen. Now I'm going to start really adding in the shadows from earlier on the outer corners of the lips, that little crevice in between the nose and the lips, and then a little bit on the outside just to imply skin. And I'm going to fast forward a little bit, but you can see me start to build up slowly with my number 2 pencil and then blend with a blending stump. But you'll still see me being very careful not to mess up that highlight and muddy it up with my graphite. And here I am blending out the sides. And now I'm going to work on the outside to imply skin. I'm going over everything with my eraser pencil to keep that highlight because I really need that highlight to be perfect. And now with the don'ts, I just applied a little swipe of implied shadow underneath the lip, but instead of pointing it upwards, I pointed it incorrectly downwards. And where I implied skin on the do side, I'm doing the exact same thing, except I'm not leaving any highlight. I'm just going to directly mix it with the lips. So the last step is my personal favorite step, and that's to amp up all the highlights with my white colored Prismacolor pencil. And you don't have to use a white Prismacolor pencil as long as you have toned paper. If you have gray or brown toned paper, you can use any white colored pencil. And all I'm doing is just going over the same lines I created with my eraser pencil just to intensify them. Anyway guys, so all I'm doing now is just gonna clean it up, add a little bit more shadows, and that's it. That's all the tips I have for you. Hopefully some of these tips and tricks helped you out. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really appreciate you guys and all your support. If you like this video, I have more videos like this on my channel, and I will be producing more videos like this. If you want to see my art, you can always pop on over to my Instagram, where I have pretty much everything that I've ever painted or drawn. And yeah, thank you guys again, and I'll see you next time.